You're not achieving your goals. And it's not because you're lazy, but it's actually because of something else. Hello everyone, my name is Trisha, and in today's video, I'm going to be telling you guys the 2 principles that are vital for adapting to in order to see success, to see growth, and achieve your goals. These 2 principles are very simple and are very easy to and that even me as a teenager has been able to understand these principles and apply them in my daily lifestyle to improve and achieve my goals and achieve my dreams. So stay tuned. So whenever you have a goal, or not even a goal, for example, something you just want, you have to have a reason to want it. You need to have a reason behind why you want it for you to actually go and get that thing. So a good example of this would be, for example, a burger, right? I want a burger. I don't know why. I don't have any reason behind me. I just want a burger. So if I don't have any good reason supporting why I want a burger, I have nothing for which I'm going to be driven by to get me that burger. But now, if we view it from a different lens, I want to get a burger. But my reason is because I really like the tastiness of the food. Now I have reason, which is I want to experience the tasty flavors once again. And that's actually what's driving me to actually go and get the burger. The burger itself is not what's your want, your actual thing, your actual goal is rarely the thing you actually desire. And it's usually the reasoning behind it is what you actually desire and what you actually need. A great example of this would be, for example, you want $100. You don't have any reasoning behind what you want these $100 for. You don't want to get richer. You don't want to buy something specifically. You just want $100. Now, because you don't have any reasoning behind why you want these $100, you are not going to be making $100. You are not going to get them from anywhere because you have no specific use for, you have no specific drive, and you have no specific meaning towards that $100. And if our goals have no reason, have no meaning attached to them, we will not achieve them. It is impossible for us to achieve them because we are simply not going to be driven enough to achieve them. Now, luckily, when we set goals as human beings and as individuals, we always tend to have a reason. But usually what happens for one of the main reasons why goals fail is because of one of 2 things. Either your reason is weak, or number 2, your reason is actually hidden. Now, when I say your reason is weak, your reason that you are thinking of, which I think is your external reason, might not be your deeper reasoning. Now, whenever we set goals, we always have deeper reasonings, but sometimes they get forgotten. And when they get forgotten, we lose that motivation to work towards our goals and actually achieve them. Now, one way I can put this is, for example, I have a goal, which is a basic necessity, by the way, of seeing and being able to see clearly. Now, I have glasses, by the way, so I don't see clearly. I don't have 20/20 vision. Now, regardless of the fact that I'm sitting across the house, maybe my glasses are in the basement and I'm sitting on the top floor, I'm still gonna go get them because I have this necessity I need to achieve. I need to achieve clear vision. My goal isn't actually getting the glasses, which might be your reasoning, but my actual goal is to be able to see clearly. So one of the most important things when setting goals and trying to achieve them is actually being clear of your reasoning and the deeper thought behind it. Because if you are not clear on that and you just look at the external factor, you will very, very quickly lose motivation and you will very, very quickly fall off. But usually what tends to happen is that reasoning that you have, that the undercover reasoning, the actual deeper thing behind your goal, it has to be a necessity. Because if it is simply a want, if I simply want to see clearly but I don't actually need to see clearly, I will not go get my glasses. If you simply want $100 but you don't actually need the $100, you are not going to be driven towards it because we all have other priorities in our life and things that are labeled as necessities for us to achieve, such as, getting food, eating food, working on our homework, or working for a test or studying, something like that. Things like those that are labeled as necessities will always get much more priority than our goals. Even though when you want to achieve them, you're trying to prioritize them. But until you get the root of the goal, until you reach the root of the reasoning of the goal, when you find that, and until you remember that, and until you keep reminding yourself of that, you will forget it and it will simply become a want. Until you turn that goal from a want to a need, you will not be achieving it because you will get driven, you will start achieving it, and then you're going to forget about it, and then you're going to fall back off. But when you turn to necessity, there's no option of, I kind of want it. You have to get it. If you don't get it, then you have to get it. There's no failing when it comes to that. And when it turns into necessity, you are 100% more likely to achieve your goal than you would be otherwise. So to So to really find your true hunger and to find what you're really truly passionate about, what you truly really need and what you truly really crave, you should, whenever setting goals, or even when you have your goals, you should always ask yourself and think. And this might take a few hours, it might take a day, it might take weeks for you to actually think, what am I actually achieving this goal for? I can actually give you a personal example that's very good. So going into grade 7, I thought, you know what, I want to be confident. Why? No reason. I just want to be confident. I think it was cool. But there was no deeper reason why I want to be confident. So it was a thought in my mind, but I never really worked towards it because it was not a necessity for me. And it was not something I prioritized because my life would be okay without me being confident. But then the following year, things happened and I became really underconfident and I became whatever. I got bullied. So the next year, I didn't really have an option. And I was like, I have to become confident. Now, my goal was the same, becoming confident. But the reasoning behind my goal in grade 8 was that, you know, if I become confident, I'll make more friends. If I make more friends, I'll be better respected, right? So my deeper reasoning was that I need to be respected, not the actually getting confidence. But me needing to be respected is really the actual goal I was striving towards, and becoming confident was kind of like a stop point, or it was kind of like a benchmark on the way of gaining that respect. So when I actually had that necessity, when I had that need, when I actually had the desire, when I was so hungry for it, that's when I actually went towards it. Goals were the same in both years, but I only achieved it when I actually required it. And that's also one thing with the goals, when you realize when you really need them, that's when you will achieve them. So, and now let's move on to part 2 of this video and the second principle, which is motivation versus consistency. So the thing with motivation is that it comes and goes. It is not reliable. It's the most unreliable thing because it is as unreliable as the weather. It could rain one day, it could be hot one day. It is super unreliable because things happen in your life, right? One day you're gonna be super happy, you're gonna see a motivational reel on Instagram. And although I love watching motivational content, I think it's really fun and really nice to watch, it's super unreliable because it lights a fire inside you, which is something that you do need to have when achieving your goals. But as soon as something happens, as soon as you lose that motivation, as soon as you have a bad day, as soon as you get into a fight, your fire is gonna get burnt out and then you're gonna stop achieving your goals. And you cannot achieve your goals without consistency. It is impossible. It has never been proven. There is no way to achieve your goals without consistently working on them. Because the roadmap to progress looks something like this. It's kind of like it slowly grows and then suddenly you go up. But if you just start like this and you go down, start like this, you go down, you reset it every single time you stop. And the thing is, motivation is not going to be with you 24/7. The only motivation that you can have with you whenever working towards your goal all the time is your necessity to achieve the goal. That's the only motivation you will have. So my biggest advice and biggest thing that I think to achieve your goals is just starting. Just start working towards your goal. If your goal is, for example, to become a beauty pageant queen, you want to become Miss World and you're 16 or something, just start it. Just start. You might be too young to even achieve it or something like that, which I believe there's no barriers to ages. But you know, there might be things, and you might not, for example, you want to start a business, but you don't have money to start it, right? Just start working towards it. You know, just do something that signals to your brain that you're actually working to this goal. So if I want to start building a business, but I don't actually have the money or the investment I need to build my business, I can start what I'm doing just to signal to my brain that, oh, I'm really serious about this goal and I'm actually going to achieve it, is by reading one page of a business book. Just one single page, and I promise you, even reading that consistently every day or every week or whatever you choose to do will build a habit, and it will signal to your brain that you are serious about this goal. Not only will it build a habit, but when it comes time when you're actually more closer to achieving, or maybe when you get the funds to achieve your business or whatever it may be, whenever you're able to get closer towards reaching that goal, you will actually already have set the system for you to spend time on it every single day or every single week or whatever it may be for you. You will have already built that consistency of working a certain amount of time for your goal every single week or every single month on a regular. Not only will this build a habit and save time basically for your goal, but this will also build a signal to your brain that you're actually serious about this. Because whenever we, like, for example, I say to myself, I'm gonna wake up at 5 a.m. every day. If I say it to myself once, I don't wake up. I say it to myself the second day, I don't wake up. I do this for a week and I don't wake up. Eventually, I'm gonna get to the point where my brain is gonna know that I'm just saying that I'm not gonna actually do it, so I just stop trying. because I no longer have that self-belief in myself that, oh, I'm actually going to achieve this goal. So you need to build that self-belief, and that can start with something very small, and you don't need to wait for anyone or anything. But what having a self-belief does, number one, it builds confidence, which is very essential for achieving a goal, because achieving a goal and progress is not linear, obviously, and you're gonna have falls and you're gonna have downfalls, and you're also gonna have really good upfalls. You're not upfalls, but you're gonna have really good progress. But when you do have those downfalls, there's gonna be people who are not gonna believe in you. No one's gonna believe in you, but you have to have that self-belief, because the moment you lose that self-belief, everything, your goal, you're not going to be able to achieve your goal the moment you lose it. So this is going to help you build that self-belief, which is super vital for achieving your goal, actually. And remember, the progress isn't linear. It's going to go up, it's going to go down, but if you just continue to keep working at your goal, you will 100% achieve it sometime. Oh, and then remember, be patient. It takes time to achieve things, and stop looking for progress every day. I can tell you this, it does not help. You're gonna get demotivated very, very quickly. I've started, like, when I started content creation like a few months ago, or even like a year ago, I've done it every time. I've recorded a few reels, I posted them, I'm getting 5 views, 10 views, 15 views, and I'm not getting views. So because of that, I get demotivated and I just stop. But the thing is, your progress is gonna be slow. And then now I realize that, like, yeah, I might only be getting 100 views on my reels right now, but there will come a day when I'm getting 100,000. And that day hasn't come yet, but as long as I keep at it and as long as I maintain that consistency, that day will come. And always remember that even if you can't see your progress, even if it's not measurable, there is progress, and you're always getting one step closer to achieving your goal, to achieving your dreams, and to becoming who you truly want to become. So I really hope this video helped you guys in achieving your goals, getting that A in that class, starting that content creation, starting that business, doing whatever you really truly desire. And if you guys like the video, I would love it if you guys could subscribe, like, and maybe even drop a comment.